Hello everyone, welcome to my second Wi-Fi battle. Thanks for watching my first video. If you did, I hope you enjoyed it. This is another NU match and it's with the same team as before, so not very many changes are going on. I noticed straight away that this team of his is especially weak to stealth rocks. He's got a couple of guys, he's got the Tropius and he's got the Magmortar. So I think if I set up stealth rock straight away, that'll instantly make things a bit easier for me. So I've got the Sturdy, so John Smith survives the close combat. So I get the opportunity to set up stealth rocks, and better still, he hasn't got a spinner, so they're there to stay. Unfortunately, John Smith goes down now. I would have liked to have kept him, but he served his purpose. He's done the biggest job. Anyway, Darcy is not going to take this close combat well either, even though she resists it. We all know Gardevoir's got poor physical defense, but I think if I burn this Sork, then at least I can survive the next hit. It will break his Sturdy, and then I can finish it off with a Psychic, especially after all the special defense drops that it's had from the close combats. But anyway, I do survive with 1 HP, so only barely, and like I say, it's enough for me to finish it off with a Psychic. So I get rid of this Sork out of the way, thankfully, because it hits hard, but at the cost of both of my walls. I'm going to lose my special wall now to the Shadow Ball, and of course I've lost Leiron, who is my big physical wall. But I get rid of this Haunter out very quickly, thankfully, with my Choice Scarf Glaceon. I think a lot of people don't expect that from Glaceon. They expect Glaceons, if anything, to be choice specs. So, I mean, this guy was surprised anyway. He sends out Miltank, which, for all of you who did watch my first video, you all know how much I hate Miltank. It's such a good Pokemon. It shouldn't be an NU. It's such a good wall, especially with thick fat and all the special defense and stuff. Anyway, it sets up stealth rocks and all that stuff as I send out Pesto, because Pesto's a very good wall against Miltank, and I put it to sleep. Switches out and he comes in, sends out Magmortar. Of course, Magmortar loose gets a bit of stealth rock damage, and I knock off its Choice Scarf, which I can't decide whether it's a good thing or not, as you'll see now. I send out Donatello, who's sort of a pseudo special wall I have. Takes this Fire Blast like a beast, but unfortunately, because it hasn't got the Choice Scarf now, it can switch moves, and it goes for the Thunderbolt and makes a big dent in Donatello. Now, why I go for a dive, I don't know. So far, I haven't seen the real benefits of this unique moveset I have for my Wartortle. So maybe I'll have to go to the more bog standard thing, maybe in the future. But anyway, I go for this Toxic here before he goes for the Substitute, which was such a big thing, because this Tropius would have been very difficult to handle otherwise. I completely forget about Stealth Rocks from earlier though, so Dragthir takes a lot of damage. I could have gone for the Rapid Spin as well with my Wartortle. I could have done, but for some reason I didn't. I wasn't thinking at this point in the battle. I was sort of, well, I'd lost focus, I'd lost concentration. So it's at this point I'm making so many daft mistakes, like this Dragon Dance here, that I'm starting to think, oh, I've already lost this match. Because as you can see, I've got I'm Leech Seeded as well, so I'm losing all this health. And well, just thankfully the Tropius is Toxic Poison, so it's going to go down eventually. But all I need to do is I need to break the sub, because then it'll be a lot easier for me to send out Aira, my Glaceon, and just hit it with an Ice Beam. And this annoying bit, it gets its Harvest back and gets the Citrus Berry, so it just survives for that little bit longer. It would have gone down to the Poison otherwise at the end of this turn, and it would have been a double down. Alas, it's not. Dragthir goes down now to the Leech Seed. The Marijuana just survives with a bit of health. So I send out Glaceon. I think I'm just going to take it out, but for some reason this Tropius switches out. I don't know why, because it's going to die the moment it comes back in, because of the Stealth Rock damage. So I Ice Beam this Miltank, and it's a good thing. I get to gauge how much damage it's going to cause. So maybe later when I send out Pesto, and maybe I can Leech Seed it and get rid of its leftovers and stuff, that might come in handy in the end. Anyway, there's a bit of double switching going on. Magmortar comes in, I send out Pesto, bring in Donatello as a bit of a pivot switch, a bit of death fodder. Down goes Donatello. It's served no purpose in the game other than death fodder. It gives me an opportunity though to send out Aira and hit it back with a Choice Scarf Water Pulse, which I'm confident with now that I know Magmortar doesn't have its own Choice Scarf. Anyway, it sends out Vigoroth, and I'm just worrying about this Miltank at this point. I send out Pesto anyway because I reckon it can take a hit. Now this bit here was a bit of a blessing in disguise. Thankfully I was already paralysed and couldn't get toxic as a result. Anyway, this Vigoroth goes for a turn, and then I knock off its Violite, and then this is the point where the guy forfeits and runs away. He decides to call it a day there. He reckons there's nothing he can do against my Tangela, and so I narrowly win. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to comment and subscribe and stuff, and I'll see you soon.